To determine the amount of Bora Care needed to treat wood components in new construction treatments, check the chart found on the back page of the Bora Care Pre-Treat Bulletin. This handy chart gives a simple explanation of how much Bora Care is required for different application situations. For example, let's calculate the amount of Bora Care required to treat a 24-inch band treatment in a crawl space or basement home. From the chart, you will see that it requires 1 gallon of Bora Care solution to treat 100 linear feet. We will use this chart more extensively when we discuss specific treatments. After you know the structure is a slab or crawl space or basement, the next thing you must determine is the linear measurement of the structure. One accurate and fast method to accomplish this is to use a measuring wheel. This wheel can be used to measure the linear feet of outside foundations in all new structures and the linear feet of inside stud wall areas that are required to be treated in slab structures. We will talk more about measuring wheel use later in calculating specific applications on various foundation types. Before beginning any chemical treatment, it is important to consider safety. According to the Bora Care label, the applicator must wear a long-sleeved shirt, long pants, socks, shoes, chemical-resistant gloves, and protective eyewear. When applying Bora Care in a confined area, it is recommended to wear an NIOSH-approved respirator when ventilation is not provided. Spills or overspray can be cleaned with a damp cloth or absorbed with appropriate materials. Let's look at practical applications on new slab residential structures. The first step is to determine the amount of Bora Care needed. With a slab home, all wood components within 24 inches of the slab are treated. This includes the wall sill, wall studs, and exterior wood sheathing. First, measure the linear feet of stud walls and sill plates on the exterior walls and the interior walls of the structure. Once again, use the handy chart found on the back page of the Bora Care Pre-Treat Bulletin to figure the coverage for a slab home. The chart shows that when spraying to the point of wetness, 1 gallon of Bora Care solution will treat 200 linear feet at a 24-inch height on exterior and interior stud walls and sill plates. If the home has exterior wood component sheathing, such as plywood or OSB board on the exterior, you will look at the chart area for exterior siding. To treat this area, spray to the point of wetness from the bottom of the sheathing up 24 inches on both sides. You will take the total linear footage of exterior siding and multiply by 2 feet or 24-inch treatment height to obtain the square footage of sheathing to be treated. This chart shows that 1 gallon of Bora Care will treat 400 square feet of exterior sheathing. For example, let's use a 2,500 square foot slab home. The linear footage on the exterior stud wall is 200 linear feet. The interior stud walls measure 100 linear feet. Using the application chart, you can determine the total Bora Care solution required to treat this area with a 24-inch high barrier is 300 divided by 200, or 1.5 gallons of solution. This house also has exterior sheathing around the total exterior for a total of 400 square feet of treatment area, 200 linear feet times 2. The total Bora Care solution required to treat this area with a 24-inch high barrier is 400 divided by 400, or 1 gallon of solution. The total Bora Care solution required to treat this structure is 1.5 gallons for the exterior and interior stud walls, plus 1 gallon for the sheathing. This equals a total of 2.5 total gallon solution. That means that you would start with 1.25 gallons of concentrate. Let's look at typical applications on new crawl space and basement construction. With this type of structure, you must spray to the point of wetness a 24-inch band of the wood components that come in contact with the foundation and support piers. Again, measuring is the first step in determining the amount of Bora Care that will need to be mixed. This is done by measuring all sill plate areas resting on foundation walls or support piers. This usually includes the sill plate, the band or header joist, and the subflooring 24 inches out from the foundation. If you can only treat one or two sides of a sill, header joist, or floor joist, you should apply a second application to that area, waiting at least 20 minutes between applications. Once you have the linear feet of these areas, you can determine the amount of Bora Care required by looking at the handy application chart under Basement and Crawlspace Construction. The chart shows that 1 gallon of Bora Care solution will treat 100 linear feet of 24-inch band that includes all the elements just mentioned. To account for Crawlspace piers, allow 8 linear feet of treatment area per pier. By the way, Bora Care is labeled for use on all wood composite materials such as composite I-beam floor joists. In finished basement areas, treat all wood attached to the foundation walls and treat interior stud walls as you would treat wood walls on concrete slabs. If exterior sheathing is present and accessible, treat 24 inches up from the exterior sill plate. Use the application chart directions for exterior sheathing applications. Here is an example. You have a 2,500 square foot crawl space home with 10 foundation piers and exterior plywood sheathing. You have 200 linear feet of sill and you have 80 linear feet of treatment area for 10 piers. Since there is wood sheathing, also figure 400 square feet of treatment area. Obtain the total Bora Care solution required to treat the crawl space by first dividing 280 linear feet by 100. This gives you 2.8 gallons. Then figure what you need for the sheathing. Treating a 24-inch band of sheathing around the 200 linear feet that surrounds the house means you are treating 400 square feet of sheathing. 1 gallon of Bora Care solution will treat 400 square feet of sheathing. So the total amount of Bora Care solution needed to treat this structure is 3.8 gallons or 1.9 gallons of Bora Care concentrate. There are some special application situations where other treatments may be needed. When boards are bonded together to form a wide beam or girder, they should be drilled and injected with Jecta at the point they come into contact with the foundation. Jecta is a concentrated borate gel designed to be injected into thick or sealed wood components.
For more information, visit epestsupply.com.